Oh, yeah. St. Ricketts with Fire Cannot Burn. www.saintricketts.com. And as many of you know, when you hear that song, it can mean only one thing. It's Tuesday night. And we are back live with another 100% live episode of The Yo Show.
You.
I am Jeff the Shark Perini. With me tonight, as always, the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, slightly under the weather, hanging tough with us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. And still looking lovely, despite being under the weather, Miss Jewel Tatey. Jewel, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Jeff. How are we doing tonight? I have to thank you because I finally got my cord. And inside the cord that Jeff dropped off was a little feel better soon. You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
You. Yeah, you're welcome. Like, I wanted to go out and make this big thing. I'm like, you know what? Let me get it over there. Because I don't know when you were getting it, so I just want to make sure I jot something down. Got to see Duck. That was always nice.
Oh, did you? She got her braces off today. Yay.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good to see her, too. She's like, how you doing? I was like, what's up, dude? I kind of gave her a huge treatment, gave her a pound. Like, what's up, dude? I love Duck. I love Jewel. I love the Taties. I love everything. And I love Tuesday night. And I'm glad you made it. I know we're in a week, so we're feeling good. I worry because I don't want you to overdo yourself, and I know how it gets. And I've been kind of sluggish the last couple of days, too. So I feel you. So thanks for braving it for Tuesday night.
We are here, ready to rock.
I love it. And we have a massive show tonight with all kind of amazing topics, lots to talk about, great stuff. I swear that counter's off tonight. We got a heart from Chris Kennedy. Chris Kennedy is from the FDS band. They're going to be on a Wednesday night show in a few weeks. Francesca and the guys at FD. I love Francesca. Sorry. Jesus, I love her. But they'll be on in a few weeks, as they know. So, beautiful people, hope you're well. Is that Drew? Is that Drew Smith?
Thank you.
Hello,
Drew.
Drew Smith actually checked out something I'll talk about in a minute.
Drew Smith is awesome.
Love me some Drew Smith. His music is great. His voice is great. Tonight's
His commentary is great.
His commentary is great, absolutely. We got a couple great things going on tonight, Jewel. First of all, singer, songwriter, a gentleman who God, it took us a while to get him on. Beatrice Kimmel and the great group and Impact, been trying to get him for a while. And, we get backed up sometimes. And then I had the heart issue where I missed a bunch of dates. But he's here tonight. Awesome Canadian singer, Mr. Eric Bolton.
Yay!
Love me some Eric Bolton. I'm going to play one of his songs coming up shortly. Talk about a lot going on in his life as well as new albums. And, well, you got to stick around and check it out. Yes. Also, Joe, another surprise because we're doing it up here tonight. Around 9:15 tonight, one of our dear friends of the show, a gentleman who is a Bucks County man who has since transported himself to Nashville, but for the better, and you'll hear why later on tonight. Around 9:15, we're going to be joined by our very good friend, Mr. George Powell.
All right.
Yeah. George is an outstanding drummer, awesome musician, one hell of a dude, and he's going to talk about his brand new career move. It's a big one. It's pretty awesome, and it's coming to Philly in April. It's huge. Huge.
It's awesome. I'm so excited for tonight.
I'm excited for tonight. 9:15, that is going to happen. Massive thank you to last week's guest, Joel. We had an absolute blast with Mr. Mike Mraz from Back in Black.
Yes.
The awesome AC/DC cover band. Of course, my stupid tribute band. What's the thing, Joel? I loved him. I thought he was phenomenal.
Oh my God, it was amazing. And just the stories, and if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it on Prime. But it's just rock star life, and he really lived it and is still living it. So
right?
It was very cool to talk to him and just see how that all fleshes out because, I'm a fan of the music, so I will go hunt me down a great tribute band if there is one around town. So I would love to catch those guys if they're ever in the area, wherever in their area. Texas based usually.
Yeah, they're Texas, so let's see what we can do. We're going to talk about the new project we're doing here at the Yo Show. We're going to talk about George Powell later, Eric Bolton. We're going to play some music. First is top five. And I'm doing this top five tonight, Jewel, for a reason. That's okay. You can do it. So Broad Street Hockey, one of these wonderful websites, put out a list. J.D. Wolf, good evening. Always a pleasure, my good friend.
Northland.
So Broad Street Hockey puts out this list of the best cheesesteaks in the area. Now, I also didn't say Philly. I said the area. And as you know, they're also creative with this one from Camden. This friggin' donkey's like, oh boy, like Camden's so far away. How did they ever come up with the cheesesteak?
I go to listen to music in Camden. I don't eat in Camden. Okay.
I feel you. You see that article, dude? I'm telling you, JD, when you come, we'll get you what's on this list. And if Jules' list isn't ready, we always got mine.
I have somewhat of a list.
All right. It is the top
Mini
five
list.
cheesesteaks, Philly and surrounding suburbs. If you have a New Jersey cheesesteak on your list, throw it out. It's wrong.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. And at number five, for me, it is formerly Chink's, now known as Joe's Steak and Soda Shop. They closed down the Torresdale location, Jules. Still got the Fishtown one. A terrific sandwich. Been getting it for years. Love the sandwiches from Joe's.
I've never had one of those.
Oh, you got to.
I used to live right there too. Never been.
Ah, terrific sandwich. Number four, Joe and I have done this together. Gleason's Pub.
Yes.
A lovely cheesesteak. Love their cheesesteaks. Kind of like Steve's if Steve's had no grease and leaner meat. Hey, let's face it.
Paired with the High Life. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
Right? That was a great day. We sat outside. The
Right.
wife came. We hung out. I said, Gleason's. Need more days like that. Number three, and I'm skeptical because they're known for something that is the best, but they also make a quality cheesesteak. John's Roast Pork. And number three. Good cheesesteak, Jewel. Great roast pork. Good cheesesteak as well.
We need to do a tour. I need to try all these.
I agree. You're right. There is only one way, and that is in Philly. Jewel will have to split them because, the ticker. But I'm still down for cheesesteak. Number two, maybe I'm a homer, but two of my favorite fives are right here in the Bucks County area. Curly's Comfort Food comes in at number two. The sandwiches are massive. But that's nice prime meat. The Cooper Sharp cheese, which I love. Curly's an awesome dude, makes a great sandwich. Number one, the people of Northeast, if you haven't done it yet, get off your tuchus this weekend and get yourself a cheesesteak from Cafe Carmela. That's right. Might be an upset at number one, but my number one cheesesteak in Philly is Cafe Carmela. Again, the nice prime meat, the Cooper Sharp cheese, nice seeded roll. The food, everything in that place, the food is phenomenal. No, they don't pay me. I wish they did. They're opening a second location, Joe, in Huntington Valley.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fine with me. I'll take it.
Right? The Valley.
And I have to say, not jocking off of you, but like three of those, one of those, two of those are on my list. I definitely had Cafe Carmela because they have phenomenal pizza and cheesesteaks.
Oh, the provolone pie.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Come
baby.
on now. And you have to eat there. Eat there nice
we
and
will get
hot.
to you, JD. Hang in there till Jules' list, and I will get to your questions. I'm excited.
Gleason's is definitely on my list.
Yes.
And great atmosphere as well. Like you said, you can eat outside. It's nice out. You have beer along with it. So I love Gleason's. I'm going to get hate for this, but I don't care because Jim's and Steve's are on my list. And I don't care because I grew up in the Northeast and that's what I had available to me. I had Jim's at the Roosevelt Mall and then Steve's, of course. And see, I'm more leaning towards the Cotman Steve's.
Yes, St. Vincent Steve's.
But I've heard mixed reviews lately, but that was usually my go-to.
Right.
But I have to say, I do love a cheesesteak. The roll is so important. It has to be soft for me. And I haven't tried many, I'll admit it. I'm not, but I know what I like and I go for what I like. But There's like Ishkabibbles and of course Pats
Yeah.
and Geno's, but I think I've had Pats and I wasn't too blown away. So
I
I
was
don't
not
know.
blown away. I mean, Pats and Geno's to me, very meh. JD
Yeah,
Wolf, to answer your question, though, JD wants to know, as a guy from up north, what makes a good Philly cheesesteak? Jewel touched on it a little bit, and I'll go to this article, and they'll tell you the flavor of meat. I also say the quality of meat because you need like a nice
grease,
prime. It actually does need some good grease.
some good
Um,
grease. Yeah,
Need some grease. They say the roll
mm,
definitely.
so important.
Some have seeded now, which I do enjoy,
Mm,
and the cheese and how clean it is. Now we'll get to the list
cheese.
later.
We
Our
should talk
top.
cheese.
I like the Cooper Sharp. I like Whiz. If I get pizza sauce, I like provolone. But
Mm.
JD more or less like a roll that's going to withstand cheese because they can get soggy
Or crusty.
or
Sometimes like, like an
crusty.
old day old roll. Like no.
Oh no. And there's a certain place I won't mention up here in Langhorne, Steve's, that uses like day old.
Oh, I'm sure. I've been to enough Langhorne locations. I could probably pick one out. But
They freeze them.
I've never had the Cooper Sharp though. I do need to
Oh,
try
baby.
that. I love provolone though. That's my cheese.
So if you're going to go with the Cooper Sharp, I would definitely say start out with either Carmela or Curly's
We gotta go to
because
Curly's like this weekend. We gotta talk plans this weekend. Like, what are we doing? We gotta go to Curly's at some point.
yeah, let's do it. So it's not necessarily the roll; it's the combination. The roll
Yeah.
has to be quality, and you know what? Being from Philly, and I used to think it was an Italian thing. It's like a Philly thing. Roll has to be. We're not like New York. New York has better quality water for pizza dough and all that and rolls. Philly roll, it's got to be good.
Pretty
They also
decent
have,
though. Ours is pretty.
ours is good.
We have great bread. I will say that.
I agree. We do have great bread. But JD, you also need that meat, dude. Some places make it too fatty, too chewy, too stringy. I like slab meat. I don't know about Jewel. I don't know if you like chopped. I like slab meat instead of chopped meat.
It depends. Steve has some great, slabs.
Yeah, Gleason's.
The job.
Gleason's has the slab,
A slab.
slab meat.
Oh my gosh, I would love to hear like what people.
I advertise to people. I say drop it in the comments, and people are lazy. They got to click a button to come on here. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
tonight it's worth it because Eric Bolton, George Powell, Cheesesteak Talk. Like, you're not getting this anywhere else.
no.
Hint.
And he's from Canada, so yeah, I would love to know what he thinks of our accents. I love the Canadian accent. I watch Letterkenny all the time, and I don't
I
get
know
a
you're
lot of
good.
their lingo, but sometimes I need the subtitles on. But I appreciate accents. I love New York accents, Philly accents, all of it.
I like that. I think what we should do, record us going out and
Yeah.
getting these cheesesteaks, and because you can transfer the recording onto here. And, oh man, this is great. I love it. Speaking of recording and new things and stuff we're
Broadcast.
doing here on the O Show. By the way, our top 5 list again: Joe's, Gleason's, John's Roast Pork, Curly's Comfort Food, Cafe Carmela, Jewel had most of the same. I heard Angelo's might be the best in town. Haven't made my way down there yet. I don't know. It's
Ooh.
down. I know. I haven't had them yet. I heard they're really good.
Yeah.
Campo's is at the stadium. It's not the same anymore. Used to love Campo's. Not feeling Campo's.
Does Tony Luke's have steaks? Because I remember
Yes.
getting like steak and eggs.
And they're like, They're not.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to go to a Phillies game though. I swear, Mac Mangoes. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Phillies. Even though they lost today, it's fine.
They lost badly today.
Yeah.
And I don't like Mac and Menko's. But I'll get a
Mac Mangoes.
I get a Campo's.
Okay.
So we started this new project. And like I said, until we get a concrete schedule of our lives, we don't know how often it's going to come. Right now I'm saying every other weekend. But I'm not even positive about that now as I see a twist. But anyway, this past weekend, with a little schedule snafu, we did Yo Music. And we debuted it this past weekend. I was there. Jewel said, dude, you never told me the right day and time. And looking back at the text, she's kind of right. You never really came to a conclusion that it was going to be Saturday. It was Saturday morning. We're trying to do it Saturday mornings 10 to 11. So stick to our Facebook page and when it comes on. It's a morning thing. And what we do is these great bands that come on and local bands and independent bands, we're trying to get their music heard. JD Wolf, oops, indeed. Jules like, we never set on a date. I'm like, you know what? Right now I'm going to lay her out. I'm like, oh, yeah. Anyway. So we played some great music this past weekend on Saturday. One from an awesome band who's coming on, Strange Culture. They'll be on in a few weeks. They're brand new. Oh, Jewel, did you get the other brand new one? Awesome stuff. Great
Love
stuff.
this band. They're so good.
You know, we were there and we saw them at the Future Stars show, and Jewel's like, yeah, this band. Because we're like, ooh, who do we get? Who do we talk to? And as soon as maybe 2 minutes in, Jewel taps me on the shoulder, yeah, this band. I'm like, okay. So she was
I feel like a guy trying to get a girl's number. Is this how they feel? Like, oh my God, can't let this one get away.
Maybe. Maybe it is. I mean, that's actually pretty good. So we played music from Never Wake. They'll be on the show. We'll announce that later. Just announced. Never Wake. Great band. Nailbite, of course.
Yes.
Strange Culture. Mike Nappy played some Mike Nappy music. We played Victoria Fire. Sour Station, who's going to be on as well. Molly Rhythm. St. Ricketts. Modern Yesterday, who are also going to be on. Brandon Messon. So we did it up, and we played some great songs for, and we got some views. People checked it out. Some people think it's a brilliant idea. And I'm starting to hear more and more, Joe, about how music's on a downcline, and they're trying to keep independent bands down, and they can't play at certain clubs anymore. So what are you thinking? Now they're anywhere, dude. We had a good amount of locals this past Saturday. We do them from everywhere. Yeah. So
a couple of these are local, though. Brandon Messon, Society, everyone at the Future Star show. Victoria is not. Melly Rhythm is Jersey. So, local. Gotta love local.
We love local, but we'll do all those. The Victoria Fire is Pittsburgh. Other than that, there was a lot of local, but we're open to
They are Pittsburgh. I forgot they're Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're Pittsburgh, so that's fairly local. But we'll do anything. Like Brandon Messon moved to California, and we still play his music. So
where is he?
California, apparently. I don't know.
I know. I miss him.
A lot were local, but we're definitely, JD, we're going to reach out to Sepsis. I would love the honor to play their music here. And like I said, FDS Band will be on in a couple weeks. I would love to play their music. So, yeah, we're going to branch it out. We're going to get nationwide music, local music, independent music. It was great. And like I said, the manager from Modern Yesterday thanked me 100 times. It's a terrific idea. Sour Station, I talked to their manager. So a lot of people think it's a great idea. We're going to be doing it. Like I said, check local listings, as they say, because we got to get schedules down pat because sometimes work gets in the way. That's the other little thing I made for it. But Yo Show, Yo Music. We're doing it all here, Joel.
That's going to be my new tattoo. Well, I kind of have, my J is kind of in the shape of a treble clef. We got to incorporate this Yo Show tattoo in some capacity.
I'm getting it right here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I am. It's already been announced. Okay. Thank you. It is a good idea. We had fun. I got to get the audio a little more crisp. The songs were good. They could be better. My commentary was decent because I kept it short, especially without Jewel there. I kept it even shorter. I try not to talk too much because we want to get the music in. It's like a radio station.
Was ill.
No, I'm sorry. All right, so all my talking, it's already 8:20. Let's get to some music. Tonight's guest is an awesome singer and songwriter. He's got a brand new album out called Here Between. And we got one of the songs off of right now called Hello Angels. I'm going to play that for you right now. Hello Angels by Mr. Eric Bolton. Let me load that baby up here. This is the only thing, when you watch the show on Saturdays, I still do this. I still did a horrible load up of music. So that's not going away anytime soon. But anyway, check it out. Great song. Eric Bolton, Hello Angels. Right here on the Yo Show. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Yo.
Just shut up! I am dumb! I am not going to be quiet anymore!
It's not always about you.
It's never about me!
Calm down.
No, just stop!
You look ridiculous.
I'm done with this. Try and stop.
Shut up!
You're not going to control me anymore!
angels on the borderline, in a garden afterglow. We cut his teeth, we were magnified in a strange and holy war. Now I can leave, but I can't leave it alone, with the hell in me and the heaven here all along. Oh, hello angels, there's a show tonight, and we're rising, we're rising. And suddenly I find I'm learning to fly. And why not now? Why not now? Yeah. In years of strange, we taught ourselves to stay, questioning our love, our life's love. What if God's know all the things we want to say, ever close and open? Oh, and I believe love is building a home. Oh, I can see it, I feel it coming on. Suddenly I find I'm learning to fly. And why not now? Why not now? When the dream inside finally slowly coming alive. And why not now? Why not now? Oh, can you see it? Oh, can you see it? Love awakes, awakes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, can you see it? Love awakes. Oh.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Woo! Hello, Angels by Eric Bolton. Joe, you know what I love about that song? It's like in the beginning, he's like, "Hello, Angels." Like it's like a gritty song. And all of a sudden, they get there a few seconds, he's smiling. "Hello, Angel." It's great, man. What a great number. I love it.
I think I'm going to cry tonight. It's just like I know the story behind the song, and it's just so emotional. But I'm so excited to talk with Eric tonight.
You know what I love? Thank you, JD Wolf. You likey. JD, we've turned you on to new music, man. You know what I love? I mean, Joel, me and you have been at it, as we'll announce soon, almost 6 years, 234 episodes. And I love when you get emotional because you feel the music. No, really, you feel the music, you feel the guests. I do too. I'm a little choked up watching you get choked up. And like I said, we Beatrice Kimmel is just awesome at her PR work and brings us just some amazing guests. And she kept saying, what do we got for Eric? I'm like, we're going to get it. I promise you. So
Beatrice always delivers.
she's a number one. Her clients are a number one. Always world class. I see Eric pop in backstage. So the pressure's on, dude. You got to be world class now because Beatrice. Sorry. So the moment we all waited for, let's bring the guest in. That's why everybody watches. I mean, well, besides for Jewel, nobody watches for me. I got a big mouth. Anyway, amazing singer and songwriter north of the border in Canada. It's got a fantastic brand new album out called Here Between. You just heard one of the songs, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it up for Mr. Eric Bolton, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Hello.
Eric,
Hi.
hey man, how you doing? Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being patient with getting lined up. Beatrice works so hard for you guys, and she kept saying like every couple weeks, like, how about Eric? I'm like, all right, I'm booked with a lot, but once it starts slowing down, I want to get him in. And it's packed again, and I found like 3 weeks that are open. I'm like, Eric, right here. She's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I'm so glad it worked out, and it's okay. Life's crazy, so it was going to happen when it was meant to happen.
Amen to that. And you know what, though? I guess it gave you a little time to be yourself in your own world because congratulations from the Yo Show on your engagement.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, yes, it did, man. We research, we look, we love to know what goes on with our guests. So,
I love
congratulations.
it.
So, you
Thank
didn't have
you.
time for us. You had time to live your life.
Oh, man, there's definitely been lots going on, and that's been like the most exciting thing. Actually, today, my ring arrived.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of exciting. Yeah, I was like sitting in my car looking at it, just like chuckling like a maniac, just so excited about it. So
oh, that's beautiful. Did you set a date?
we did.
Oh.
We only got engaged early January, by early April we're tying the knot. So
Wow.
not really
That's
wasting
quick.
time, right? We originally were just gonna disappear and just do something just the two of us. So but we're bringing more into it now, but we're like not needing to wait. Let's just do this.
That's
I
awesome.
hear.
Why
And
wait?
yeah, no, why wait is not for nothing. You're now on the Yo Show, so you can't disappear because now you're a rock star. This seals it. Rock stars can't disappear.
Oh my word. Thanks again for having me.
Oh, absolutely. We're just so thrilled to have you. We played, the new album is Here Between, and it's terrific. We played, oh my God, I'm sorry, I drew a blank. Drew, help me out. I'm sorry.
Hello,
Oh,
angels.
we played Hello Angels. I'm so sorry. I drew a blank there. I'm like overly hyped tonight. I'm watching you and Jewel both get emotional on me here. Hello Angels, which, like, as you might have heard me describe, it's awesome. Beginning, it starts out a little bit of like a snarl for me, like, Hello Angels. And then, like, later on, you get into, like, the chorus and you're smiling and laughing and having a great time. Congratulations on the album and the single. Tell us a little something about the single first and a little bit of the creation process and went into all of it.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, Hello Angels was a really cool song to write. Musically, it was kind of 3 different songs, like 3 different ideas that I didn't originally think were the same song, but
Sure.
they came right around the same time, and it started to be like, it started to just as I got writing the lyrics, it made me want to go. It just showed me that they're actually all parts of the same. So the chorus being this positive, uplifting thing was because it originally was kind of a song on its own. But it just seemed like they were meant to be together. And when I wrote the lyrics, so I kind of was trying to use the imagery of like the fallen angels, and just kind of sort of like a call to kind of, you're not actually as fallen as maybe you've thought you are. that kind of, maybe you can gather around each other and just and learn to find your beauty and your strength.
I love it.
I love that. And there's an interesting story behind the whole music video. It was gifted, is that correct?
Yeah, it was. I was actually chatting with the director today about another project that we want to do together. He's Andy Harahein. He's wonderful and so talented. He's worked with some big artists, and throughout the COVID times, he and his team decided, why don't we gift a music video to an artist who they kind of connect with from a message standpoint and musically, but specifically looking to find someone indie and local, and they chose me, and I'm very, very honored and still like endlessly grateful. And then I kind of thought they would just go in with like a little camera and help me make a little video. And instead I show up day one and they have like like 9 people as the crew. They're going all out. It was like, I've never been in an experience of that kind of production. It was insane. They brought it. And then in the same spirit, we then did a call out. I love my town and my community. And we did a call out just into the community about what's going on. And so everyone was like, I'll join in, I'll play a role. And people just started.
Man.
It was really, really cool. It was really a project of a lot of love and a lot of community passion.
So
That's
cool to
terrific.
incorporate everyone too.
Yeah, it was amazing. So my little niece is actually the girl in the butterfly wings at the end.
Oh my
Aw.
god, that's so cute.
We're gonna lose her. Jules going down tonight. She's going down.
I think
Okay,
it
now have
is
a goal.
happening.
Make Jules cry.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I don't want to say it doesn't take a lot, but Jewel definitely gets into the emotion of the show and the music, and that's one of the reasons we just love what we do here. And seeing her getting misty is just great. I love it.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that people are digging in deeper than, there's a lot of times where you don't really get into the meat and potatoes of a song. You just like kind of surface level on it, which is fine in its way, but I appreciate you guys asking the heavier questions.
Well, thank you. Because, like I said, you see a lot of these shows, and people are like, all right, Eric, who'd you vote for? What'd you do, COVID? Did you get the vaccine? Like, I don't care about that stuff. I know about music, man. Did you hear that song? I want to know about that song, man. That's what it's all about for me. So what got you started in music? It's always, we always love to ask this question. Love to know what gets people deep in their gut to say, you know what? This is it for me. This is my career. I'm doing this. What got you to decide this was you?
I definitely, when I started, like growing up, we all played music, like my siblings and I, but none of us really cared too much. and then one day I picked up my brother's guitar, and something about it. I had no guitar heroes, no influences, and
I thought you meant the game at first. I'm sorry.
Pardon?
I thought you meant the game at first, Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
I play that all the time. I'm a rock star.
That came out like 2 years into me playing guitar, and I was but yeah, I went into playing guitar knowing nothing about classic rock, knowing nothing about anything, and just the instrument itself was very intriguing. And then then as I got playing, started to like see more and more, and people would ask me like about. Like, so, I mean, you must love Jimi Hendrix. And I was like, who's Jimi Hendrix? and it was great.
Heads explode.
Yeah, right? And then I, at the time, was like, I was a pretty academic kid. And I totally wanted to be a doctor, a pediatrician.
Oh, wow.
And then got traveling. And while I was traveling, I was not at all interested in coming home and diving into the years of school. I felt much more like I was connecting with people musically, and that I was kind of finding real community and joy from connecting with people that way. So it seemed like, why wait for years to maybe start to have an impact, and instead let's just dive in. And it was like the second the thought came to mind of what if you just did music, it was just like it was answered before it was asked kind of thing.
Awesome.
Wow. And you teach music as well. You teach guitar lessons. When did that start? And is that how you first played your first show, or is that what got you into that environment?
Yeah, it was that. It was a lot of, I was working at a little cafe in my town. I was like 18, 19 years old, right out of high school. And I started saying to people, like customers, that we would see a lot of the same customers every day coming in before work. And I just started mentioning that I'm, going to pursue music more seriously. And people started to be like, well, would you teach? Like my kids would love to learn. And then it was just really organic. People just started sharing, like that Eric guy from the cafe is starting to teach guitar. And then it's super small town vibes. And it didn't take long before I was able to at least go part-time in my other work. And then a couple of years later, I went full-time with it and was getting to hire other teachers and build a studio. And it's been a really cool journey.
It's awesome. And I know I love to hear about the artists that teach music. And guys, I'm big fans of Alter Bridge. Miles Kennedy teaches as well as performs. He's amazing. I love the fact
Same.
that great musicians, and Eric, I think you're a terrific musician too. So the fact that you're sharing that knowledge and teaching it is absolutely amazing.
Thank
My wife's here to chime in. She loves watching. She learns this music from us as well. So we'd love to get this everybody into it.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, she supports. She thinks I do good, but the guests are great. I'm good. The guests are great.
Oh, it is.
Well, that's
So-
all. It's cool. I never want to not teach. It's something that
That's
now
awesome.
like I know that it's a whole connecting with people that I never want to not do that.
And you're like worldwide. Do you still have students like all over?
There, so not as much, but definitely we were doing. We had students like there was at one point in the lockdown times. I had like a student in the Ukraine and 2 students in Australia, and
She said the medical field's rough.
in a couple of Western students.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes, yeah. She's a nurse, so she
Oh,
knows. She
man,
said you
yeah.
made the right choice.
power to you, Cassie. My goodness. Yeah, no, but it was cool. It was sweet to be able to do that, and time zones were hilarious. Like sometimes it meant teaching at 7 a.m. and a student's 4 p.m. the next day.
Jewel lives in a nightclub. That's why all that.
I live in a small town too, but the alarms that go off are like insane. We have one that goes off at all hours. I call it the purge alarm. So if you see me mute, then you know why.
That's amazing.
So I got to share this one because we usually like to ask the artists who their inspirations are, but the names that come off here, Classic Rock Magazine said you hit the sweet spot between Eddie Vedder, Michael Stipe, and Chris Cornell. Holy shit. Like that is like,
I mean,
that's major. It's
That was
big
very
time.
generous. It was very generous.
I feel it. You know, I get it. How do you feel about that? Who are some of your inspirations, and do you like being kind of compared to some of these artists? I mean, these are big names.
Yeah, there's some big names. Well, I mean, Chris Cornell. Oh,
Yeah.
he's the best. And
Jewel, there she goes again. Relax, Jewel.
No, stop.
I might do Jewel. Chris Cornell. He was not intentionally an influence of mine. When I started wanting to sing, I wasn't listening to a lot of Chris Cornell. It was when I saw him live one time with Soundgarden. I was hooked. It was something about his whole energy. He was giving like passion in every single note he sang, and I was just like, never mind. I see this guy totally differently now.
Yeah.
And then just started to hear all the passion in his voice, and only after that did I appreciate how technically great he was. But I'm I've never really taken a singing lesson in my life.
Really?
So and I was always like a guitarist trying to sing. So to be for anyone to hear any references of some of those heroes is a real honor. But man, I've got a long way to go before I can do what Chris Cornell was doing vocally.
I think you're pretty close. If it makes you feel any better, we never took lessons either. Joe went to communication school, but we never did this to kind of throw ourselves into it. And people are like, "Oh, you guys are so good," and I'm like, "Okay, here we are."
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take
Yeah,
it.
right.
You're killing it.
But not only those guys, but you get compared to a lot, being that some of your music is rock based and some of it is, elements of folk and everything. I heard an interview and you said John Prine and Alabama Shakes, and I'm such a fan of like John Denver and like everything folk. I don't know, my taste is all over the board. So, who do you think shaped that folk rock experience for you, vocally and then musically?
I think I always took a lot. When I was starting to become a bit of a singer-songwriter, I was really gripped by guys like Glenn Hansard, and Damian Rice, John Foreman, which he's like, they're all guys who would sing really honestly, and really like it would get like visceral. They would have moments where they were soft spoken and being all about these beautiful melodies, but then dive into like a gut-wrenching moment where they're screaming. And it was like they didn't really stay in just your melancholy folk world. They would get into elements of rock in all of their delivery. And I think those guys at the end of the day are probably some of my biggest music inspirations. Those three would be huge. Glenn Hansard maybe at the top of the list. But then hearing Eddie Vedder though go solo and do some of his more soft stuff, big influence again for me there too.
And I have to say, I heard your 9 Crimes cover, and I love that song so much. And also the Tina Turner song, Simply the Best, but the Schitt's Creek version.
Yeah, Noah Reed.
How fun were they to do? Because they are some just amazing songs. And what do you think is a couple of your favorite covers to sing?
When 9 Crimes is up there, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, that one's big. I do a lot of cover music shows, and I go through kind of phases where I'll get really onto certain songs, but there's some that are very long lasting, like one of the softer ones that I love doing this time of year, obviously, is Song for a Winter's Night. I do, which again, it's very chill, very folk. I love doing that song. Yeah, so I've only got like a week left of doing that song before we retire it. But I love, let's see. I love there's a song that right now I've been playing a lot of, which is a War on Drugs tune. I Don't Live Here Anymore. Love covering that song. I love covering Brandy Carlisle.
Oh, my girl.
Oh my God.
So me and Brian, like, who I'm engaged to, one of like the songs that I discovered the morning after our first date was one of these Brandy Carlisle's tunes, You and Me on the Rock, and I cover that song all the time. It's a great tune. Trying to think
that one. I'll have to look that up because I love Brandy.
Brandy Carlisle's amazing. She's awesome.
So I've come up with a great idea. Now, I'm sure like I said, you're planning your wedding. It's coming up in early April. I think for honeymoon, you come down to the Philadelphia area, and me and Jewel and my wife will come and sit across the table and whatever it is, wine, beer, whatever you guys drink, and just stare and listen to you guys talk about music because Jewel is like blown away by everything you said so far. Everything.
Or Brandy's touring. Brandy could just, sing at your wedding.
Yeah, there we go.
That works.
Let's just have Brandy do a cameo appearance at the wedding. That sounds great.
Right.
I love it, right?
That would be so fun. Yeah, it's great that we can do it over, online and these streams. But yeah, I'm always down for the in person. It's always better.
Hey man, either we get across the border or you make your way down here. Either way, We've had a lot of great Canadian artists and Canadian country and Canadian rock, etc. And we think they're tremendous.
Thank you.
How is the scene up there? Is it more competitive? Do you find it's more community? And describe the Canadian scene, because I don't know what you know about the American scene. It always changes. The independent bands support each other. The big bands charge millions of dollars for tickets. How's it like over there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the same, but a big challenge for Canada is it's such a massive country with a small population, and so it's very spread out. You'll have like little hubs. So the West Coast, you have the Vancouver scene, and then there's for sure the Toronto scene, the Montreal scene, but there's just hours in between for all that. Like, so touring Canada can, to actually get these pockets it's quite the commitment. The East Coast scene, though, I've learned is like kind of has been the most music, like they're the most like supportive of music. It seems like they'll
just like America, man. It's just like America.
is like pretty awesome. Just it's a lot easier, I find, to connect with people. That's people will actually like be with you for the performances. You're not just kind of blended in. Whereas I think somewhere like Toronto, it gets very difficult because of it's a huge city, but there's really only a handful of places that are pushing live music, and so it's harder for sure. It's easy to be diluted in Toronto. Yeah, I would think it'd be awesome to be able to bounce around the the bigger cities of the East Coast of the U.S. It'd be easier than bouncing around the big cities of Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, come on down, man. We're ready.
Have you noticed, this is just a little injection in here, but have you noticed there's so many, my daughter's 8 and she watches YouTube like crazy, but there's so many influencers that come out of Toronto. Have you noticed this? This
Well,
is like a boom.
yeah, Toronto. I mean, Toronto's like pretty wild town. Yeah, it just grows so fast, that city. So many people there. It's massive, and it does very much feel like the world's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I think like Toronto, the US feels like they just kind of collide into one. Yeah, there's a lot of whatever is going on in New York and LA, like they're pushing it in Toronto too. Yeah.
That's really cool. That is on my list. Always has been on my bucket list to go to Canada. I've said it since the beginning of the show. What do you think are some like must-see locations, especially like music venues in Canada or in your area?
Oh man. Well, if you're coming this way, I'm obsessed with my little town of Galt. So you got to come visit me in Galt.
Of course.
We're there.
In Cambridge. But yeah, must-see venues. I love the Cameron House in Toronto. I did a residency there in January. Really cool venue. Yeah, it's still very lyric driven and songwriter forward. Like there's a lot of care about the artistry, but and it's a small enough place that you can start to get to know people, but big enough that you can really fill it up and have a good party. So I love the Cameron House. There's actually a brewery in my town that's been doing, it's smaller. It's called Farm League Brewing. And it's been doing great shows. They've been getting acts in that they'll into like 100-person room, but they'll be getting an act that, just opened at an arena or something like that. And it's I don't know how they're getting these acts, but it's awesome to see like a small local place that's getting like quality accent. So yeah, but I can send you a whole bunch. There's a lot.
I'm sure. And the breweries around here are doing it too, more towards upstate Pennsylvania. They're laying out the money and opening the doors up. And there's some great bands here, a local band, young kids or teenagers. Their name's Nailbite Metal Band. They're playing the breweries and they pack, like people falling out the door kind of pack. So I get it.
It's so cool.
That's all about you, man. I feel it. A little tongue in cheek here. The last name, Bolton, Eric Bolton. Anybody ever get you confused, like Michael Bolton, ask you if you're related? I mean, that's a big name in music,
All the time.
Really?
It's yeah, constantly. It's definitely the number one asked thing in any interview.
I try not to. We try not to
from
cook
Connecticut,
it.
right?
I know, right?
Oh, that's so funny. Well, yeah, he's definitely got he's got a finer singing voice than I do, I would say.
Oh, no.
Nah, not at all. I think I love the voice.
Listen to Eric Bolton over Michael Bolton.
I know, right? Michael Bolton. You should have been on 2.5 Men. So you're the lead singer also of a band named Shy Harry. I know this is more like your solo night and we're praising you, but obviously this band now has a great lead singer as well. Tell us a little something about that band, that project, and compare, if you can, solo to band, because you got a lot more decision-making going on.
Yeah, man. Well, the Shy Harry has been my main project. Thank you, Earl. Shy Harry has been my main project for a long time. We started off just kind of playing cover tunes around town, and the bassist in the band is one of my lifelong best friends. We met the same, like the first year of high school, and we were both starting to play guitar at the same time, and
wow.
And we've just always been in bands together. so we have this great history, and over the years have put out a few albums. It still gets like I do the lyric writing in Shy Harry as well. It still gets very personal and still goes into storytelling. But as the band kind of matured, it got more into pushing the rock world and getting into more of the party. So,
Don't worry, it happens here all the time. We're good.
oh my goodness, they're 2 seconds.
Life happens, as we always say. I'm surprised my guys are so quiet tonight. I'm surprised.
We have 3 big dogs, and they're very easily stimulated.
He sounds like a big boy.
I know he does sound like a big boy.
Shy Harry definitely, as it's kind of grown and grown and grown, it became more of like the party band.
Sweet.
We would push more like stylings from like some songs be more like the Aerosmith world, some songs be more like the Pearl Jam world, other songs more like the Arctic Monkeys. And so we kind of more and more get into the more driven stuff and more upbeat, not necessarily as sentimental, but it's still fairly, some of the content is still like very personal. So yeah.
Is there not to cut you off, Jewel, real quick, because while we're on the subject, are you songwriting and do you songwrite sometimes? You're like, is that a Shy Harris or an Eric Bolton? Like, do you ever get like entangled on where to send certain music?
For sure. Yeah, I definitely have songs that I will write and just kind of know that no, this is one for me. And then other ones I'll write and be so excited to share with the Shy Harry boys. And it's just cool that it's usually kind of says for itself. Where it gets harder is when it's a project, like an idea of a really cool show to put on. Then it starts to be like, oh man, but which band do we do this with? The nice thing though, a lot of having the solo stuff, it's a lot easier to travel with just me and my guitar. So it's kind of worked out to travel showing off my new solo music, but then still always showing off solo versions of Shy Harry songs.
Oh, awesome.
So it's kind of cool. And hopefully one day there's the, they're both just like one season is all Shy Harry, the next season is all Eric Bolton music, and it's kind of cool. Like Shy Harry is definitely not retired or anything like that. It's just been a big season of pushing this writing that I was doing. So
excellent.
That's really cool. And how you can incorporate, an acoustic version of one of their songs. Did you ever do the opposite? Maybe like an Eric Bolton song and just like take it down a notch on a show, or?
So we haven't, I don't think. Shy Harry will have moments where we do chill it out, and some of our songs are more chill, but like most more and more are getting rocky. But a really cool thing did happen when I'll never forget this. It was such a cool feeling. The first solo song that I ever released, because I've written solo songs for years, but the first solo song I ever released was, I called it Genesis because it was kind of fitting the beginning of this solo career kind of thing. But I wrote it after a big time. I wrote it when I came out. So it was a empowering song. It was kind of like a personal anthem, and it's definitely a rock song, even though I didn't do it with Shy Harry. But the next Shy Harry rehearsal after I released it, they surprised me. I walked into the room and they were playing Genesis and just supporting, and it was so cool because it was the first project I'd done without them, and they were just just making sure that I was feeling the love, and that they took the time to celebrate that song with me.
Wow.
It was really cool. I'll never forget that. Just when Grant and Ryan, bass and drums, just started grooving it, and I was like, no, you guys. And I'll never forget that. But I don't think we've ever actually performed it together, but in rehearsals they've messed with me like that.
Oh wow, that is pretty
That's
cool.
the
though.
sweetest thing.
I know they're good
That's
guys.
so nice.
They're so nice.
Telling you, man, you're knocking Jewel's socks off tonight. She's loving it. And you know what's cool though? I'm going to do this real quick, so keep an eye on the screen here.
Okay.
Because you see solo artists, Eric Bolton, kind of folksy, got the hair tied back, and he's talking about music. And then you get Eric Bolton, the rock star. Look at him, he got the hair down, he's got the tough look and a great backdrop. So, dude, you do play both roles, and you seem to do it really good. And just in listening to your music, I know, man, she's like falling apart on this.
I was going to say, you look a little like Robin Thicke in that picture.
Oh,
I
interesting.
love Robin Thicke.
Let's bring that back. Yeah, a little bit. All right.
He had really long hair at one point too, so it was just like, oh, is that Robin Thicke?
That's so funny. I don't know. It's just the hair back days are usually sweater days.
There
I
you go.
got you. That makes sense.
I wanted to
haven't
talk about. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
haven't had a hair back. I was going to say I hadn't a hair back day in like 20 years.
You have a hair front day.
I have a hair front day. I'm bald as could be. This is all my hair.
He dyes that green for St. Patty's Day and
Yeah,
the
green for
Eagles
St. Patty's Day.
and everything, or blue. He does everything. But I wanted to talk about your animals because are they all named after singers? Because
They
they're
are.
so cool.
They
Oh,
are.
that's awesome.
There's a the one who was being loud a minute ago is walking behind me. He's a big coon.
Wow.
Doberman.
That is a biggie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the youngest and he's insane. His name's Buckley after Jeff Buckley.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Then there's the old dog. My first dog is Gilbert, and named after Paul Gilbert because at the time I was such a shredder on guitar. I was like every morning it was just like get up, do like shred exercises, and Paul Gilbert as a guitarist was a huge influence.
When you're shredding, are you this or are you this? Who shreds?
Oh, probably more the hair down. Then there's Ike, and then we have
all right.
Carlisle, and but you know Carlisle, yeah, and Joplin. So
So you have six
yeah,
six
the
animals?
last two, Carlisle and Joplin, are cats.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured animals in general still. That's man, six. I got two, and they're this big, and they make it quite a scene. So, a question I ask a lot of artists, especially those who have been into it and embrace it, and especially you with solo and band. What would you be doing if you weren't doing music? Can you imagine a world where you weren't doing music, and what would you do? Is there another passion?
It is hard to say.
I'm going to say animal trainer, probably.
Yeah, right. It would probably be, like, I think I learned very quickly, just because of this town. Oh man, someone said that before. A friend of mine likes to do it. But I've very much learned in this town that it's been kind of a two-way street of the more involved I am in this town, the more this town has presented me opportunities. And there's been over the years a lot of event planning and fundraiser organizing, or just trying to push movements locally that weren't necessarily music related. And I really quickly have learned that I would always want to be involved in a smaller community, just making stuff happen. I think I would always end up in the events world, or even working for a community foundation or something like that. That's what I would want to do if for some reason I couldn't do music. It would probably just be in a lot of the same sectors. I just wouldn't have a guitar in my hands.
That's pretty awesome. Do you believe in cloning? Because we got to clone you a copy and send to Jewel so she can have an Eric Bolton at her house at all times.
I know. I just want to visit you in your cute little town and your community. It sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like Beauty and the Beast or something. That little town full of, quaint little shops and everything and cafes. But I love that you're so involved in the community, and that's just great. What do you do when you're just stress relief that's not music? Do you play video games or
cooking? Cooking is my number
nice.
one.
Love me
I
some.
love to cook. we had like a big, awesome, fresh pasta dinner tonight. Just because we felt like
because,
it.
yeah.
It's no, cooking's the most relaxing thing for me outside of music. If I lived by the ocean, I would love to be a surfer. That's also so relaxing. But no, cooking is my number one thing I love to do. And I've become very much over the past few years. I love my mornings. So by starting the day, getting just the personal space, doing some reading and writing, and then take the dogs to the forest. That's pretty much every single morning. It's those things. And then, so those are my reset moments.
I'm exhausted just thinking about all that stuff you do. If I do like one thing and like I make a little script for the show. I did it yesterday. I'm like, man, I'm beat.
Oh man. Well, it's I mean, all of my things are very relaxing things.
That's good. It's absolutely great.
Yeah, you're working harder than me, probably.
I would never say that, ever. My wife will definitely attest. If she's still here, you might see her pop up with a very rude comment about my work ethic. But it's been great. And, of course, the new album is out, and we want everybody to check it out. Here Between, and this is where you can find Eric Bolton, www.ericbolton.ca. Instagram at Eric_Bolton. Facebook, Eric Bolton. He's got one of them awesome artist pages. The new album, I said, is Here Between. It's out now on Apple Music. I know, because it's loaded. And Spotify, and you can see the videos on YouTube. And Eric, I know it took us a little time to get you here. I can't thank you enough for being patient. And we would love to invite you back. You get married in April, life starts to change, get back September maybe? What do you think?
Let's do it. I would love to. And
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I said in the beginning, you were in the background when you were in the backstage, virtual backstage, when I said that Beatrice has world-class artists and classy people. And, dude, no disrespect, you might be at the top of the class. You're fantastic. You're funny. You're classy. You're just great to be around. The community work and the story is so awesome. We had a blast. The half hour goes by like that, and so we definitely got to do it again. And we got to do it again probably as soon as we can. Again, get married. Congratulations. Enjoy that life, because trust me, after a couple months, it's not the same.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to me. It's always good.
Oh man,
It's always good. So again, make sure you exactly make sure you check out the social media spots. Give Eric a listen, because it's definitely worth it. Eric Bolton, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, dude. A round of applause. This was fantastic. Have yourself a great evening.
Thanks for having me. This has been so much fun, and thanks for being all your thoughtfulness as well. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, it's all true, man. Like I said, we treat it like people say interview. With us, it's a chat. It's like we're hanging out at a coffee house or at a bar, just kind of chatting. And this is us being us, legit. Jewel crying isn't the sell. Jewel really gets into.
Oh, I'll be crying.
Yeah, so
I'll
I
be
said,
crying at your show. It's
so this is all legitimate. This is us. We're quirky. We're funny. We cry. We love. We flatter, because you're worth it, man. You're out there working hard, and congratulations for it. And like I said, let's do it again real soon.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Eric Bolton, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great night.
You too.
Great night.
All right. Bye-bye. Jewel, I got to tell you, I'm going to give him the little remove thing and take him off without embarrassing him. But we did it again. You know what I mean? I say we did it again. They did it again, because they're great. And Beatrice gives us great people. And like I said, for a while, she's been saying Eric. And trust me, anybody that comes from Beatrice's stable has a home here. And I forgot to tell Eric the most important part, that once your Yo show, your family.
Yes.
That guy's family. I love him. Excellent.
He was great. It reminded me of the Chris Newthorne interview.
Yeah, he was really good too. Sweetener. He was really good.
Sweetener. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It's like the folk music that gets me, and the when it has a deep message, and especially when I see the video too, I'm like, oh, I lose my mind.
I know, right? The video was good. That, of course, is our lovely friend Angela, who has done such great work with me on Wednesday nights. And I miss you as well. We talked a lot today. I miss you. I love you. You're
hi.
special to us, So gracious. Good gracious. So,
Oh, we're not ready for you. You just said.
oh, it's coming. He's not on camera now. Go away from
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All
So we're gonna go right from that. And first I gotta do a costume change, Jewel, before we do this.
I'm not ready.
Need a little costume change. So I gotta get ready for our next guest.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I replaced you because I suck. I'm the world's worst host in the history of podcasting, webcasting, broadcasting, etc. Angela now hates me forever. So no disrespect to Eric Bolton, we're going to take him down for a second because we have another superstar artist with us this evening, and I asked this gentleman. Look at that picture first of all. Woo! He moves. He's a Bucks County guy. Moves to Nashville and then becomes super sexy. Look at that. Man, there's people, everybody's hooting and hollering. So, this awesome dude is a Bucks County man, an awesome drummer. He was with a band, and then that thing kind of went apart. She said, you know what? I'm moving to Nashville. And my heart broke into a billion pieces because I love this guy like a brother as a super cool dude. But now he's here tonight to talk about a brand new project that he just announced today. Hint, I got the announcement the day before. Ha. Anyway, let's bring him out. One of our great friends who's got a big announcement about the future of his career. One hell of a super dude, Mr. George Powell in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so great seeing you both again. Thank you for having me. Let's go.
That's right. It is great to see you as well. Last time we saw you, we were dancing, having a couple cocktails over at the old
100%.
Murphy's.
Emo night.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, the self-proclaimed emo night, my generic emo night. Yeah, I tried my best to do the DJing job, but it was fun. We had a lot of fun there. Maybe on this tour run that I can't announce in May, I might be stopping by again and doing it on some of the off days. Maybe we'll see.
That'd be amazing.
So
Yeah.
I was going to make the banner and all that, but I figured, you know what? It's so brand new. I would love for you to come here and just blast it right out your mouth. And for anybody who's wondering how George looks so perfectly set up like we do, he also does his own podcast, so he knows what goes on here. Give us the announcement, man. Hit it with us because we're so proud, dude. It's outstanding.
Well, I appreciate it, dude. It was so hard not to say anything to anybody. I mean, I told you yesterday, but I am now the full-time drummer hired gun for Taylor Acorn, TikTok alternative emo country star. Hi, Cass.
She was thrilled to hear you were
so
being on.
overwhelmed with emotion. I mean, this is probably one of the best opportunities I could ever been receiving. So I'm not taking this for granted. Absolutely not.
Dude, congratulations.
Yeah,
That is
Thank you.
enormous. And
she's absolutely amazing. Like, her personality is kind of like me. Like, we just thrive in hard work and want to start hitting the road literally next week. So,
yeah, have you met? How's that going? Did you meet up a couple times or?
yeah, so here's the initial story. I was doing an audition for Broadway. That's initially why I moved down here. I wanted to do the cover gigs. And
Love
what
Broadway,
happened?
by the way. Love it.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy. I mean, like, when you're a musician, you kind of get harassed a little bit for playing certain songs, but it is what it is. That's just the nature of the beast. So I was doing an audition, and during these auditions, basically you're on a stage. It's in front of the circuit who books all of the bands and all the artists, puts them and builds a band or whatever. So as I'm doing this audition, my phone is on Do Not Disturb because while I'm playing, I'm staying on stage and all these artists come up and then they're requesting songs. So I just keep playing them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm on Spotify listening to the song if I don't know it. Mostly it's country. So then I check my phone when I'm done. And my friend Ricky, who was an internet friend of mine for a little bit, he moved here to Nashville around the same time I did. And he's already Taylor Acorn's guitar player. And he was like, dude, here's the thing. Our drummer can't actually be on the tour in May that we haven't announced yet. Like, can you do it? So I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then I got a phone call from Taylor, I think maybe a week later. And she's like, hey, what are the odds you can do this tour run with Grayscale and the Somerset, which is like an emo staple band, alternative band. And I was like, I guess give me a couple days to really learn all the songs. So we rehearsed today and it went very well. And then we have 2 more rehearsals and then leave Monday. So it's been nonstop, man. So I'm a little tired.
I can imagine
For
it,
sure.
and I appreciate you taking the time. I gotta take my cowboy hat off, man. And earrings.
Woo,
I did
look
a
at
few
that
of them, man.
shine.
I got that from Nashville, dude. Oh yeah, that's a straight up shine.
That's a good old polish right there. Yeah. No. Of course, dude. Like I appreciate it. I just finished eating and everything. But the big thing was I wanted to take this opportunity for as much as I could. So I said yeah, not knowing that she was going to hire me as her full-time drummer, which that came to fruition basically last week when I said yeah, I'll do the tour. So and then we're also doing Europe, and we're doing a couple of Europe headlining shows, Paris, UK,
Wow. Right.
Amsterdam, and that will be in June. So I already have
Amsterdam,
my reservations booked. Yeah, red light district,
geez.
baby.
You'd be good.
Now, I didn't tell Joel this, but Joel, if George starts to really make it, he's going to take us to Europe, and we're going to be his PR people. Am I right?
100%.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
We'll be your band manager for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is amazing. It's a story I love. And quick backstory: if you've never seen or heard George on our show, we had him on one night, and like I said, he was local. He was on the show. We did a great chat. We had a great time, and about 20 minutes later, I get a text from my wife saying the guy that was just on your show is at Murphy's and wants you to come have a beer. And I'm like, yeah, okay, my wife's plowed. Sure, that's happening. And I'm like, ignore it. I'm actually waving her off like down the camera. I'm like, she's like, no, you don't get it. The guy that was just on your show is sitting right next to me. So then she, of course, takes the pictures. I'm like, holy shit. And George, from that moment, dude, feeling, because I always say the word rock star. You are a rock star. A lot of people come on as rock stars.
Thanks,
like they work hard and perform and are masters. And I'm sitting here with you just down in a nice Yingling. I'm like, I'm sitting here with a fucking rock star who was just on my show shooting a breeze right at the bar. It's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that fans love. And I know you can't do it for every fan.
Yeah,
But
and
us
and
fans
you guys
love
are
it.
just as much as rock stars as I am, because this is a huge thing for our community. So I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, like it'd be really hard to put a shine and a limelight on a lot of these artists that really deserve the credit. So
George, I can't cry anymore tonight.
I know.
I'm so sorry,
She is
love.
falling apart tonight,
I'm
George.
so sorry. It must be an emo thing, but dude, no. Like, if anybody is not familiar with Taylor Acorn, she kind of like got started off of TikTok. I found her a couple years back when she did a cover of Jamie All Over by Mayday Parade, and I was like, wow, this girl's got something special. So I followed her for over the time that I saw that video,
Wow.
not knowing I was manifesting my next step in my music career.
That is amazing.
You
Like,
did it
I
and you
am.
thought, and yeah, she rocks. And yeah, explain her sound a little bit, because it's like rock, country.
Yeah, she started off with the country covers, dude, and her natural element is alternative, emo, pop punk. So I guess like she started putting out a lot of singles and such, and TikTok like really gravitated towards her. I mean, she's super authentic. Like everything you see her post, anything you see her do with content is like all her personally. Like it's no gimmick. But she's an incredible person, just like to hang with, to rehearse with. She takes her career very seriously, which I appreciate, because that's something I want to do. And I told her, I was like, dude, I was even rehearsing the songs, and I was even practicing. Like after I was like learning these songs for like, let's say like I was drumming for like 3 or 4 hours, I would take a cat nap practicing that. Like when we're on tour, I take that cat nap after our show, then I wake up, and then I go drive to the next venue. So I'm already like trying to get on the road, getting prepared. So again, we both appreciate that. But she's an incredible artist, incredible singer-songwriter. All the engagement she gets, she fully deserves. But this is an incredible opportunity. I'm not letting it pass it. I'm not going to pass it down. 100%.
We're excited for you. And
Thank you.
off the record, because there's only like hundreds of people to watch the show each week. She's also pretty gorgeous too.
Hey man,
Not that
what
you
about
can-
me, dude? Relax, all right?
You know you're gorgeous. Come on now.
So how's,
right,
the
dude,
rest of, how's the rest of the band though? You know the guitars, right? How's the rest of the people?
It's just the three of us. So it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
Ricky, myself, and Taylor. And Ricky's been her guitar player for quite some time. And we were TikTok friends basically, but like I said earlier, we moved here roughly around the same time, as well as like one of our other friends, Melanie Russell, who is a content creator, photographer, and she's also a partner with Nashville Emo Night. which is really huge. Thanks, Earl. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we just all moved here around the same time, and I mean, I didn't think it was going to take this like quickly for things to pop off, but I haven't even been here for 2 months, so I'm about to be back on the East Coast next week. Like what?
Yeah.
I got to know,
So
right? I got to
crazy.
tell you too before kind of promoting the date. You said to me when you were getting ready to leave,
Mhm.
and I'm like, dude, don't do it. I love you, man. Like, finally found a dude that's like super cool, hang out with, and you're like, you don't understand, dude. Like, this is my move. This is my shot. You believed in yourself before you even left town. Like, you knew it. And I talked about your old band and talked about another band locally that was looking for a drummer, and you're like, let me see where this takes you because I get the feeling this is it. And you knew all along. And here you are. That you can say quickly, dude. Be not modest about it. Brag about it because it happened quickly.
He did. He said he manifested it, and
I know,
By
right?
accident. I had no idea I was doing that. I mean, for believing in myself, I'll take credit to Frank Iero. I have my first concert was My Chemical Romance when they came out with 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. I have a T-shirt that's signed by the whole band because his dad Cheech taught me how to play drums. So it was like number 2, like signed, like autograph number 2 because he signed my CD. But it was like, George, believe in yourself. And I was like, dude, ever since I was 13, man, like I've just been grinding, and here we are. So
here we are.
couldn't be more thankful, couldn't be more grateful. Like, it took a little bit, but just never give up, I guess. I don't know. But
And
there's still a lot more work to do, trust me.
Oh, sure,
There's a lot more work to
absolutely.
do.
And for anybody who would get a chance to meet George, be it on tour or just like I said at the local bar, etc., your energy is infectious. Infectious, is that the word?
Thanks, man.
It is, and like you just feel the positive around you, and like even if you're DJing or if you're drumming or if you're just sitting there and being yourself, man, it's awesome. It gives you a great feeling inside. And like I said, tonight I came home. My wife's like, oh, George's announcement, something. Like, yeah, I saw it. I asked George to come on. He's coming. She's like, George, coming on, awesome. So we love it, man. We get
I
excited.
will always make
for you.
time for you both. You've been super supportive since we first had that radio interview. So yeah, absolutely, dude. Like I just can't believe we're gonna be Bucks County. I hope I see you guys when we're out there. I think Asbury Park is our first day, which
nice.
ironically was my last show with Poet at the same venue. And
Wow.
then yeah, so that's fucking weird. And then
Not the pony, right? Where is it?
Stone Pony.
Is
Stone
it?
Pony, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Maybe we'll go to that one because
I know. I'm kind of
I've
thinking
never
Stone
been.
Pony instead. That
I'm a big
sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Bruce fan.
It's almost
so-
sold out too. It's fucking crazy. Like I don't
wow.
know what the hell's
Like an
going
order.
on. And then and that's another crazy thing too. The tour I can't announce yet. Eventually we will. Like I think 3/4 of that tour is almost sold out. So it's like I
And
don't even know what's going on anymore, dude.
no,
Like,
what
it hasn't hit me yet.
like big shows. Like what is that pressure? I mean, I'm sure you're not even like fully immersed in it yet.
I don't know. I mean, like my confidence is basically like if I just work on it every day. Like for the first time, so I started really grinding on these songs come Friday after our first rehearsal. There was a couple songs I didn't know structurally, but ever since then, I think I only listened to personal music that I thoroughly enjoyed for like a couple hours on Sunday to fall asleep to. Woke up, went back to drumming to our music. So I mean, it's just been nonstop, honestly. So the nerves are definitely there, but this is what I wanted to do for so long. And I moved here because I wanted to play drums full time. And like Broadway's a little hard. There's so much talent on Broadway and it's a little oversaturated. And I respect the circuits down here, but this is exactly who I am. Like drumming with Taylor, drumming in this scene, like being more involved with this scene again.
Showcase too. Like
I
you
know,
are the
it's-
drummer. You are the drummer.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
the
the drummer for
backbone.
Taylor
Awesome.
Acorn. What
I
the
know,
fuck?
right?
That's like saying like I'm the drummer for like Avril Lavigne or something, or I'm the drummer for Kelly Clarkson or something. Like some
Amen.
super fucking fantastic like singer-songwriter.
Well, it's a good thing you're not, because if you were the drummer for Avril Lavigne or Kelly Clarkson, I'd have to ask you to get me a kiss at the show. I love them both. Kelly Clarkson's a guilty pleasure. I adore her. I mean, Taylor's no slouch either. So, it is going to be Taylor Acorn, of course,
Yes.
featuring George Powell on drums. Like I put that on there.
Hello.
It's the Blossom Tour 2023. It's coming to Philadelphia, the TLA, April 21st. I threw up the little banner that you had posted real quick for some people. San Francisco, Santa Ana, Georgia, Phoenix. It comes to our area, which is the only thing that matters, on the 21st of April in Philadelphia. I would like to go to Boston on the 22nd. Tell you the truth. I'd like to go to all of them, really. I'd like to just be on board and root for you and be there for you. And I'm telling you, man, we're going to get to one of these shows, and you're going to just see some schmuck leaping up and down, screaming, clapping. That's going to be me.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna crowd surf.
Yeah,
Fuck
oh,
yeah, absolutely. I'll give her the warning. I'll be like, you'll know who's a fan of me. Trust me.
You're going to see
I'll give her
this
that
dude. And remember, tell her to keep her eye out for this red, white, and blue American cowboy axe. I'll
Just
have
have
it
a shirt on with your like face on it.
I would honestly love that. The best part about this tour, though, is it does end, like, our very last day ends in Nashville. So
Wow.
when we're done playing, I am going so hard to party. It's not even funny because I'm going to be so sober on this tour because this is all I've wanted to do my entire life. So
Man.
May
you, little-
2nd, I will be, after our set, I will be
Is that on here?
hammered. Yeah, it's the
You know,
very
May
last day.
2nd. Oh, man. What are the chances of getting to that instead? I mean, I love Philly and all, but screw that.
That's a hop and a skip. Let's go, Jeff. Gotta make
I
it.
know, right?
We finally got a couch. You know, we have a house full of musicians, so we got our first couch like a couple weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Like between 4 people. Thank you. That's a huge fucking step up. So fucking poor out here. Nah, but I can't wait, dude. This is awesome. This is so
It's
crazy.
awesome. And I bit my tongue when I heard, like I said, only like a day to bite my tongue, but I bit my tongue. And
That's a lot for you, Jeff. Let's just.
it is. And the next time I see you, I'm going to save all here because the next time I see you, George was supposed to play at this concert coming to Atlantic City.
Oh,
And
that was my mistake. So I made that mistake. That was on me. I sent that to a lot of close friends. I was like, I can't believe I'm playing
Okay.
this because we're going on for the tour in May. It kind of like intercepts it, but we are not on the festival. So that is
Gotcha.
my bad.
And then
I was just
he,
overexcited.
he gave me the festival date, and he says, "Oh, like," and I said, "Well, let's hang out." And he goes, "Well, the next day I got to be in New York." So what I did was took a billion screenshots, took the name of every single band on that tour, and tried to see who was leaving for New York the next day. When I tell you every single one, and I couldn't guess them, like I'm gonna guess it, and I couldn't guess it. I blew it.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but I also like kind of like led you on to nothing. So sorry.
You sure did. Talk about the rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen. George Powell and the rabbit hole of music. I'm looking at all these bands. Like, they're not New York.
Sorry.
They're not New York. Nah, dude. Freaking awesome.
Yeah,
So-
I wanted to announce it a couple of days ago, but the only thing was like we didn't really get a really good rehearsal in yet because it was like we were like working with the backtracks and stuff, and I still didn't learn the songs yet. So I did want to announce it until we had a really good rehearsal, and today was that day. I said, okay, now I want some good omens, and now I'll put it out there in the universe.
Awesome. And you got to be great, which you will be, because like at the end of the tour, you got to say to Taylor, "Hey, you got to go on my buddy's show. We're going together because they're awesome."
For
Oh,
sure.
great.
Oh, she's a sweetheart, dude. You would
Oh,
love her.
that was-
She'll
that's
love you
awesome.
guys. Absolutely.
Awesome. We'd appreciate it. I know you're going to go out and kill it. Dude, I can't even like that fast from Nashville to this. Once the tour's over, you're going to decompress a little bit, or you're just going to go right back at it
So after we
after
get
the
back,
big party.
after the big party, I'll
After
be
the-
hungover as fuck. So I'll be sleeping on my bed for 2 to 3 days, and then I
Oh,
think
he's
in a
getting
week-
bed now. Listen to Mr. Rockstar. over
Yeah,
there.
right. I can afford it. I'm not sleeping on the floor anymore. Shout out to my mom for helping me drive my bed down here to Nashville. Love you, Mom. I know she's watching. But yeah, dude. Like, so after that tour, we're going on another, I think, 2-week tour, which we can't announce yet. We will be probably soon closer to the dates that are ending on this tour, and then I think we come home for a week, and then we hit the UK. And then we come back, and then we play a couple big
God.
festivals that we can't announce yet, dude. It's nonstop. She hasn't even peaked yet. That's the crazy thing about her.
Right?
Man,
Like,
it's like millions and millions and millions on Spotify and stuff.
That's
so
crazy.
it's like, yeah.
What
I
I
love
can tell you, we are playing. What festival is this? What is this one?
got all the
Download
magic in
Festival. We're playing Download Festival when we get to the UK. We're opening up for Slipknot. That's crazy.
Wow,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, dude.
Are you gonna get to meet him, dude? I'm gonna die.
You gonna come to England to Download Festival?
I think so. If you can get me backstage and meet Slipknot and that George Powell guy, yeah, absolutely.
And then what else do we have that they told me? We have Furnace Fest. The headliners on our day is Reliant K, MXPX, Hatebreed, Amberlin, and then there's a bunch of other like crazy
Just
bands.
those. Just those.
Yeah, you know.
I don't
not
know.
as
I'm
good
just
as Slipknot.
looking at the list that they're giving me. So
It's freaking incredible, man.
Yeah,
Glastonbury.
so-
Where's that? Glastonbury is UK?
Download Fest is in the UK. Furnace Fest is in Birmingham, Alabama.
It's quite a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even think there was anything out there in Alabama, let alone a fucking huge festival.
They got all that land, man. That's gonna be also like, and like I said, like you don't want to jinx it at all, but you're doing it, man. You're just kicking ass, and Todd and I will be your
Mama pal.
private chefs. And
Thank you,
we're so
Joanne.
proud
I
of you.
hope so. I'm going to be very, very hungry because they realize how much I sweat when I drum, and it's absolutely disgusting. So I told them, I said, look, I'm probably going to drop a couple pounds on this tour for sure.
Well, you got cooks, you got butler and maid service here. If you need it, we'll come down. I joked around my wife and I said, George got me a job in Europe. And she's like, what? I'll see you later. I'll be back in a couple months. I'm going to Europe. Going to Europe with George. And, of course I
Cass is
would.
probably like freaking out, like, no, you can't leave me.
I know. I'm surprised she didn't start ringing your phone like, what are you doing to me?
Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't either. Until she maybe saw something official, it was just like, George, you know this is like not okay. I'm, like, I'm sorry. I'm
That
just
was
trying.
a great Cassie impression.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give your husband a job. I'm sorry.
That's all. That's all I'm after. I'm not after meeting chicks.
Yeah,
Right.
plenty of them.
I mean, if I go out there and Taylor Acorn takes a liking to me, I'm sorry, honey. What are we gonna
I
do?
mean, I already take a liking to you, and I feel like you're really starting to fade away from who I am, and more so Taylor. And it's really upsetting, dude. Like,
Never.
we've held hands before. Don't lie to the people.
We have. You're my boo. I gotta try. You know, I had it on the phone. I was gonna post it, and then I was at work, so I didn't. There's a picture in there somewhere of that holiday.
Holding you.
Oh, that emo night. It was like it was my last emo night. It was the holiday
Holding.
one. Yeah, another emo
Cradling you?
Xmas.
Ever?
Yeah, I
Little
picked them up
baby.
like a man child. It's
Oh,
so good. You
man.
gotta frame
Easily.
that, dude.
I do, and get it autographed, of course, by George Fowle. This is like the greatest moment of my life. I love it. And this was like recently, like right after my heart surgery. Probably the first day out since that.
Yeah, and I was appreciative of you because I was so worried. I was like, you don't have to come out, dude. It's fine. You're like, no. I was like, Jules coming. It's gonna be a good time. I was like, all right, sweet. Like,
All right,
Great
he
time.
was like, Jules coming. All right, sweet. And I came and he pushed me out of the way. And he was like, hey, Joel, how you doing?
That was a great time. That was like the night before Christmas.
kinda, yeah. It was, I
Yeah.
think, on the 23rd.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the
Right around
23rd. So it was close enough.
I got my Christmas hat on. George has his ugly Christmas sweater. We're Christmasing it up.
Yeah, my Darth Vader, my only ugly Christmas sweater. Like,
It's actually
I
a
don't-
good. It's actually a nice one. That's the thing that hurts so much.
Thanks, dude. Comes out once a year.
We should have better weather because we're getting like swept away over here right now.
Sucks.
So.
Oh, I saw that too. I was like, I hope I don't have to. I think first of all, it's like close to like springtime. I don't know when
Later
spring's
spring,
supposed
yeah.
to turn around, but like, dude, why the hell is it snowing? That's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
I know. It came down hard today too. And not to put any added pressure on you, George, but one thing as your career skyrockets,
right?
you're going to be in Philadelphia April 21st.
Yes.
My birthday is April 27th. I expect you and Taylor, etc., to sing "Happy Birthday" to me on stage, and I'm good with that.
I will talk to my team. I will
Wow.
talk to my
Can
team.
you imagine?
I will bring it up at the round table for sure.
Get the Facebook Live ready,
Didn't
ladies.
say anything. His birthday special is a surprise, remember? So
Yeah, that is true. No, you're not wrong. I can only imagine what's going to
You
happen.
know the surprise? Are you kidding me? What is going on? Wait, George knows? No.
I'm not saying a word.
I'm not saying anything. All I says I might know. I don't even know if I even said that.
We might or may not know.
I may
what
or
we
may
know.
not. Yeah, just like I may or may not be playing that festival that you tried to debunk.
And I tried to find where you're going to be. You're like, I got to leave next day for New York. I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. New York.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth, but I fucked up with the festival. But whatever.
You sure did. We almost got
I
tickets
did.
in a room for $800.
hey, at least I told you the same day. You know what I mean? Like I didn't let it
Even
linger
it-
for a week.
Even after you said you weren't going to be on it, my wife's like, well, maybe we should still go down. Like, they're $300 a ticket. There were $260 something a ticket for that show.
That's a huge stacked lineup for those festivals too. So,
It is,
I
though.
mean,
I don't have it listed. I don't even care. Once I
makes
heard
sense.
George Powell wasn't there, I
stop, dude.
threw it in the trash. Dude. You're the man. Absolutely love it. So, when you're
Dude,
back,
how's Bucks County? Like, is
It's
it still
great.
bunkering down? I miss it so much.
it's not the same, dude.
Stop.
There's a little piece missing. And-
Where were you guys for the Eagles Super Bowl?
We had a
Oh,
pep rally.
And we
Oh,
did
that's
pepper.
cool.
We were
At
at
Murphy's.
Murphy's, dude. We had a pepper. You
Yeah.
watched it. You said we couldn't get the sound through. You were
Yeah.
watching. briefly
I
in the
did
beginning.
watch it. That's
Yeah.
right.
We
Oh,
were
so,
supposed to have another St. Patty's Day thing, but it was like snowing and bad.
but that was at Murphy's, that pep rally.
Yeah, no, I tried watching it. I was trying to text you. I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on with the sound, but for some reason it was just like crackling through. But
It was too much.
everybody
You
looked
never
great,
really-
and your green beard was fantastic. I was like, I gotta
Thank
step
you.
up my game, dude.
I was proud of that. We chased Jewel into the bathroom. She ran away from me. She out-chugged me. We had a blast. We really did.
We
watched the
blasted.
Super Bowl. We were at Q's house. You know Q, right?
Yeah, I know Q. Yeah, he's got that sick basement going on down there now. With
Yeah,
the
we were at his
stuff.
house for Super Bowl. He had a gigantic projection screen, and we had a great time, except for the ending. But
We still haven't
Yeah, I know.
recovered.
It
Yeah,
is
we haven't
what it is.
recovered.
So sad.
I'm already over it. Speaking of dyeing our hair, my initiation to be in this band is Ricky has half of his hair dyed. Taylor has some red highlights. Now I have to dye my mustache.
Oh,
Yes.
like
That's gonna
red,
be the
red.
next thing. Yeah, probably like a mahogany, but yeah, definitely a red.
Mahogany.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely a rock star now. He's hitting us with
Like
mahogany.
Ron Burgundy.
I don't want to do the whole beard because I know but the hair will probably get all dried up. So I don't know.
It
But,
does. That spray and all that really like. Grr.
Yeah, I know. So we're just trying to have the most fun with it. She's cool. Ricky's cool. I appreciate him giving me this opportunity. He was the first person, or I was the first person he called. He's like, dude, like, you got to be on this tour in May. And then all of a sudden it turned into, hey, you want to be full time? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me get to work.
Yeah, man.
Like, what else am I supposed to do?
When we come to visit, I'm going to bring you some of the Moist Collective beard products.
Let's
dude.
go.
20% off. Yeah, definitely. I use it. I love this stuff. It smells great too. You need that.
100%.
No, you don't need it, but you do if you're drying out
yeah.
your beard.
Well, if
I
I'm,
know
s-
that. I can't get
if I'm,
rid of
s-
it.
if I'm sweating like that on tour, like, I'm definitely going to need it. 100%.
They even have one now called, what is it, Jewel? Morning Wood? It's Jewel's favorite one. I'm sorry. She even said that. You said it at the show. You're like, oh, I love Morning Wood. And we just died laughing. It was too much.
I didn't say that.
I sure think about it. I thought it
I
came
don't, I
out.
don't think I said that.
Yeah, I watched the live stream and I didn't hear her say it either.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
She had a
You
couple
just
minutes,
like
she
to make
might
up
have.
stuff. And then one episode you said I had morning wood. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Maybe I had. I don't know.
What is
That's
she?
awesome.
Anyway,
She's like Paul Bunyan. She just goes out there in a flannel and just has a bunch of wood ready for her chimney.
Kentucky hug.
Yeah, for real.
Are you mad?
I do have to watch what I say because, Jewel's parents sometimes tune in. I thought her dad was going to murder me when I first met him.
Yeah, dude, I told you my mom's watching, man. Like,
Oh, you're right.
Sorry,
No, it's
Jeff.
not.
Jeff had to drop some like equipment off to my parents' house today, and he just like threw it on the porch and then ran.
Jesus, that's awesome.
I'm like kind of creeping up, and then,
We
I
have a
got
very
met, so-
vulgar language in our family, so my mom's heard it all, dude. My brother always goes around telling people he's horny all the time. I don't know what that's about, but I think
Oh.
that dude needs to like relax. I love him, but holy God,
He needs to do something.
yeah.
yeah, mom's going to say, I don't want that Jeff guy on tour. I'm sure your son's
Just
heard
to
it
get my
before,
son
Mom.
in trouble.
Bad influence.
I get myself in trouble, dude.
I feel you. That's the way to do it, especially in Nashville, dude. I'd be in trouble every night. If I was
Nah,
single.
it's
Well,
fine.
then
You know what?
again,
The worst part about this place, though, is nobody knows how to fucking drive in this
Oh.
town
Really?
at all. I don't know why. And
Well, they're all
I'm
drunk.
no, seriously. I had a friend that told me that basically he witnessed somebody just slide into one of the concrete barriers on a highway on an interstate, and it was just like sparking. The dude was passed out, like drunk completely. Like,
I just said that this weekend. I'm like, the one time, well, there was 2 times in my life. I'm like, I can't believe I have to keep drinking, but it was like 4 days in Nashville. And by the 3rd day, I think I fell asleep at the bar with a PBR in my hand. I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
that's
Sounds
punk
about
fucking
right.
shit, Jewel. That's punk fucking shit.
I
love
tried.
that.
Okay. Good times
No,
in
you-
Nashville.
It's
know,
something
earlier-
about those drinks
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
Broadway. I don't know.
Oh, I know. I
And
agree.
they're so big. They're like,
I don't know why.
It's funny because earlier in the show, we made Jewel cry. I think Jewel just made George cry. Passed out of the bar with a PBR in my hand. It was so hot.
so
It is.
romantic.
It's sexy. It is.
Love at first
Sure.
sight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jewel's got her sexy side. She keeps it in a little closet, but it's out there.
Oh,
You see it
gosh.
more in the live appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already over Broadway. I'm ready to go on tour.
I say you're going to hit so many
I
cities.
did one paid gig on Broadway. I just kept auditioning and I built a cover band. And then like once I got that phone call, I said, "Nah, I'm out." Fuck
See,
that.
peace out, Nashville.
Yeah.
And not only is it peace out, Nashville, but by the time he's done with this tour, it's going to be like, here, Bucks County, give a rat's ass about
Absolutely
Bucks.
not. I remember my roots, dog.
You got a lot of fans here, dude. You know, the usual fans are jumping all over your
Jeff will
posts.
remind you, so
Yeah, Jeff will
your
definitely
life.
remind me.
Cass
He'll be
said,
in
you're
the-
in. I'm like,
He'll be in the crowd. It's my birthday and never forget it.
maybe text him while he's on stage. See his phone light up.
Yeah.
So one more time. Taylor Acorn featuring George Powell on drums. The Blossom Tour 2023 is coming to the TLA April 21st right here in Philly. There's a lot of great dates on it. If you find George on Facebook, you can check it out. But don't find him on Facebook. That's weird. You're going to start stalking him because now he's a big rock star.
Yep.
I have to be a public figure. You can stalk me. Just don't be aggressive.
Don't be aggressive. Like there was a picture of Jewel, and I don't want to embarrass George. There's a picture of George with a daughter and a mom, arm in arm. She's like, I told him I was a rock star. And these two like flocked to you right after you said rock star. I'm like, come on, tell the truth. The chicks are all over it. You'd love it.
Yeah, wait till tour life starts.
Woof.
Oh my. We're having some fun now.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
yeah. I'm going to carry the clipboard. Next.
Yeah. Open the red rope. You're in. No, not you. You
Man,
can
imagine that. George, I can't thank enough for coming in, dude. And, you know, when the tour ends, you know, pop back on. Or if you have any news that you want to bring to us, man, feel free to just hit me up. Say, dude, I'm going to come on. And we'll get it to as many people as we can. Hundreds, thousands, whoever tunes in. You know, the Bucks County scenes always wants to know what you're up to. We absolutely love you, dude. I mean it 100% from the bottom of my heart. All joking aside for about 8 seconds. We're proud of you for whatever that means.
Dude, don't start getting me to cry, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, proud's a tough word. Like, I'm not your parents,
That's
but
so. Do you know how many people have been saying that to me recently? It's like, it's just, it's true. You know, it's a true statement. I appreciate all of you.
Man.
It's an honor being here. It's an honor that you guys support me. I wouldn't be doing this without anybody's support. Really, like it's everybody who's been there from the beginning definitely deserves a lot of credit. So
Thank you. And you are, man, and we have a lot of musicians that come on, a lot of artists, etc. come on, but I got to say, you are the easiest guy to root for, man. I sit here and I'm seriously, man, when I'm not on the show and whatever, and I'm just flipping, I see what you're up to, and I root for it, man, because you're the epitome of hard work, chasing your goals, going out and grabbing it, and you did it, man. You set the sights and you freaking nailed it. That's awesome.
Yeah. And honestly, man, like if it wasn't for everybody that supported me and like lifted me up, and literally not one person said I shouldn't move to Nashville. Like that was the craziest thing. I mean, you said not to move to Nashville, but it was for selfish reasons, which is like
Yeah, I mean-
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. You know what I mean? You're just like, no, you're staying here. But either way, like I couldn't do it without everybody supporting me. This
feel
is
you.
crazy, man. I can only imagine what's coming next. But I mean, we're all here for the ride. We all are here to lift each other up. You know, what is that saying? Like high tides raise all ships.
Oh, I like
I
that.
think. You know what I mean? So we're all in this together.
You know what? I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to show this one more time because I'm in love with this picture. So I lost the picture from the thing. Actually, you know what? Give me this picture and put that phrase on there and autograph it. High tides
raise all ships. Yep.
With that
high tides raise
cowboy
all
hat on,
ships.
I love it. Jewel, any last words for George before he becomes a superstar and we never see him on the show again?
I know. Don't forget the little people back
Don't
in
forget
Bucks
the little
County.
people.
No, I'm kidding. No, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's amazing. And yeah, best of luck, man. And keep us to. We should have like a George segment, like tour
Yeah.
life. Tour life.
Oh,
Just like-
yeah.
And it'll just be
Okay.
like a 10-second Vine video, but like some crazy shit. And then you're.
Do you think the band would go for that?
Hell yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the thing too. So like, depending on my off days, I know you have a good source of getting in touch with me, Jeff. So I mean, just ask me basically whenever the off days
It's
are.
for sale, folks. $5 a piece.
If we have an off day on the East Coast, for sure, we can do it in person or just over the internet. We're all very busy. We're all getting ready to prepare for this tour, and then the tours after this. It's just getting even crazier. So we will definitely find time for sure to do something like that. 100%.
That's absolutely awesome. And maybe like we love the Osho, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's funny because, like, real quick, and you'll appreciate this, Eagles fan and watching sports, etc. When you watch ESPN, the guys like Adam Schefter are like, "Oh, I have the names of half the NFL players on my phone." I'm like, "Man, I want that phone so bad, dude. Just start blowing them people up." So now I've got a superstar's phone number. I'm like, well, 2, you and Steve Howie. I got both. I'm Madeline Zemo. I got 3 superstar numbers on my phone.
Hey, you just started that collection, dude. It's only gonna get fucking bigger. You know.
That's right. Well, you have to move like Steve Howie's here, and you're like coming. You're so close.
Yep, I'm just climbing that ladder, baby. That's all I can do.
And keep climbing it, dude. Really, keep up the great work, the hard work. Keep us posted on social media. Feel free to text us, whatever, because we love you sincerely. You're an awesome dude. Great luck on the tour. And Taylor, if you happen to catch this to check out your drummer sometime, if he ever shows you, thank you for making the right choice, because this guy is fucking worth it.
I love you both. I appreciate you both. Thank you so much.
Love you, man. We'll let you go and do your thing, dude. Keep in touch. We love you. George Powell, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause, George.
All right.
We'll see you on the 21st, brother.
See you on the 21st, brother.
You got it. George Powell. George, I am.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm giddy for him. He's so cool. And I just, can't wait to see him in Jersey. I kind of want to do Jersey. Like, I don't know.
I know. Jersey, I mean, it's not far at all. Especially from you. It's like right there. But man, what a wild ride he's about to embark on. It's awesome.
Roast beef meat that's over 2 feet long. How the hell did I get to that? Talk about roast beef meat. Clean roast beef. But, yeah,
Roast beef.
I say proud, like, I say proud like I had something to do with it. And not much, but we
are proud, though. Like, I mean, they just... When we have people on and they just take the time and invest in us and we invest in them and get to know their story, like we are proud. Like I'm proud of Gail, like Grammy Award winner. Wow. And then we had like Wilder Kellerman, a Grammy Award winner. Like, are you kidding me? Yes, of course I'm proud. I love that we just saw them early in the journey. And now we get to see their accomplishments and where they're going, and just to be a part of their journey in any way, in any capacity is amazing. So yeah, and especially he's like a close friend, that just makes it all the better. Like, just a cool guy who you can root for. So that's awesome.
I agree, definitely can root for him. And like I said, we had Gail, of course, Brianna James. Mm-hmm. Brianna James was like this young little girl. Now she's like traveling and touring and making new music.
Bella Kelly doing songs with Mobb Deep, like that's amazing.
Bella Kelly's like, she's like super big time.
I mean Bella Elise, that's what I mean.
Bella Elise, Bella Kelly is also amazing. That got a lot of views. A lot of people are big fans of hers, and even goes full circle. Like Troy David Henderson, Aunt Mary's House. We were his first interview, and he's retiring already. All the great tours and shows, and
#1 comedian in Delaware. Like, are you kidding me?
#1 comedian.
Are you kidding me?
You're kidding me. So, best of luck to George Powell. Let's do a little piece of news because we got to do this one. I got to do this one because I got something all set up for us. So Jason Kelce, Eagles fans, has announced he's coming back for another season, Joel. And I've got my Kelce right here. So you know what happens now? It's another costume change.
Oh my. Did you see? I didn't even watch Travis Kelce on SNL, but I saw the one skit Jason was in. Who doesn't love Jason Kelce? Canada, they have...
I love it!
That's awesome.
My hat bag on.
There you go.
Got my Kelce jersey on. I'm all tangled up here, and there we go. So we're back. Kelce's back. And that's a little bit. I like jerseys big. This one's got the Super Bowl patch on it. Yeah, man, I'm feeling it. Feeling it. Me some Kelce coming back. They also signed Bradbury today. Lost a few guys, but that's what the draft's going to have to be for. I heard it from a friend in Canada that they have Chinese police walking the street. That's interesting. I wonder why.
I have to tell you, Joey, in the middle of the George interview, gave me her book fair list.
Yes.
Do you remember the Scholastic book fairs?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, now they give the kids lists of like books that they want. So I just totaled all the books that she wants. Guess how much?
I'm going to guess about at least $150.
$80. $80
Still, for like... $80.
I mean, there's like what,
Jesus Christ.
6 books. The girl loves to read, which I'm so proud. But like, at a book fair, they're trying to get you to buy what they want you to buy. So
Of course.
maybe 1 or 2, 3 tops.
4, maybe.
No, 3. Three's good.
So, no matter what I get into in this episode, as we're already nearing the end of it, I can't let this week pass without bringing a major news story to the attention of the one and only Jewel Tady. Rolling Stone magazine has announced that Lana Del Rey is the songwriter of the century, Jewel Tady. Not the month, not the year, not the century. Hit us with it. I know she's your girl. Give us a rundown, because this is huge. As soon as I saw it, I had to,
I didn't even see this. And anytime I always see like her magazine covers, I'm like, where can I find this? But it's always some obscure magazine. Of course, she's been on Rolling Stone, but I mean, I know that she deserves it. The girl just sings my life. I think she's an amazing songwriter. She just dropped her new album, and I actually was going to talk about her anyway on the show tonight because she dropped a song today, and she referenced Bruce before, but today she referenced John Denver and Rocky Mountain High. I'm like, how full circle is this?
Man.
I love Lana so much, but an incredible songwriter, and she will just always be. I saw her twice, and I hope she tours again because I would love to see her again. But man, well deserved. That's my girl.
Absolutely.
Great.
I feel it. And I knew you would love that, and seems well deserved from everything you say about her on the program. I got to tell you what, episode 234, we usually don't name our episodes, we just say like the name of the guest. I think we're going to call episode 234 the Jewel Tady episode. You cried 3 times. There's a story about Lana being songwriter of the year. We talked about cheesesteaks. Like, what else could possibly go right?
Well, I tell you what, Jeff, I did cry. I was emotional as crap when I watched the Oscars. I don't know. It
Really?
was just like hit after hit after hit. Like, oh my God. Like, everything was so emotional. Brendan Fraser and the actor, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, Ki Kwan.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know he was the little boy from Indiana Jones. And then Harrison Ford came on. Like, are you kidding me? It was an emotional night. Oh my God. And then John Travolta lost all of his women in such a short span. And he had to do the in memoriam. And then Lenny Kravitz's song.
Yeah.
Like, I usually don't go crazy for award shows at all. But like this one was, I think it was good.
So,
I thought it was
okay,
good.
so while we're talking Oscars,
Yeah.
can you come on? Yes, you come on. We'll hold off on that Oscar bit until after Joey tells the people of YouTube what to do.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications and hit that like button in the face. But don't break your screen. Don't do it.
Or else?
Where else?
And we have
We have merch.
we have white, green,
White,
and
green,
gold.
and gold.
And gold.
Yeah.
Get it
Jeff
now.
did have on his shirt, and they put on the eagle. Oh, look, he's got eagle on that.
see,
Whammy.
see,
You're
example,
showing
example.
eagles and then
Example.
eagles. Thank you, Miss Joey. An excellent spokesmodel. We have great spokesmodels, great interns, all from the Tady family, although our intern's here maybe once a year, but still. Love the intern. Got to see her today. So while we're talking about Oscars and getting emotional and things, so maybe you want to fill me in on what the hell this was. What is this?
You know what like drew my eye to this picture? If you look at Florence Pugh, the blonde sitting, diagonal from her,
Yes.
she has a little swoop.
She does. She's getting right. It's like
A little
baby swoop and grandma swoop. Not only that, but look how miserable that woman looks. Looks like she's in the last place on earth she really wants to be. And everybody's smiling, laughing.
She's
And
like, I
kinda
really shouldn't have worn this shit, but
Or maybe, and I'm thinking that, 'cause I'm like, man, she looks miserable. And somebody at work today said maybe she's just upset at herself for wearing that ridiculous thing. That the guy next to her is like about to break his neck trying to get out of the way of it.
could you imagine, like, if your date came in that? Like, I'd be like, no, crap. Like,
Right? No way. I'd be like, sorry, you're out. And we joked around about putting her like in the lobby, putting her in a special chair in the corner. I mean,
There's just a place for that. Like at the Met Ball, they have couture, fashion. And it looks like they're sitting very close together. Like sometimes they'll have the tables, but they're like jam packed. I don't know why that designer messed up.
yeah, that's a bad one.
And I don't even know who she is. Like, who is she?
No idea. Now forever she's gonna be the girl in the dumb dress. So.
Girl and floating in a cloud.
Girl floating in a cloud. Very quick news. The Flyers have fired GM Chuck Fletcher after another abysmal season. Maybe this will pick something up. Do you know who the new interim GM is of the Philadelphia Flyers?
No.
Danny Briere will be the interim. Yeah, he'll be the interim GM of the Philadelphia Flyers. See if that can make. And a lot of people are like, yeah, Danny. Like a lot of people are excited to have Briere back. Hopefully, it's nothing like Bobby Clark as GM because he was kind of a dick. Yeah.
Was there any drama? Like, was there a story behind that? Or
Nah, Fletcher's the team was just doing so bad, and he's not the guy to fix it, and it's not going to be fixed for a while. Sorry, Flyer fans. I love my Flyers. It's not going to be fixed for a while. I can honestly tell you that. I didn't do the picture. I'm embarrassed myself, but Aldi supermarket, they're getting a lot of heat from customers over those candies.
Those aren't bunnies.
Those aren't bunnies. Have you seen these candies?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
Of course I've seen weird candies. What are you talking about?
So these candies, more or less, the bunnies resemble male genitalia. Hey, and of course people on Twitter are like, those aren't bunnies. Epic fail, Aldi. Really?
First of all, who's getting their Easter candy at Aldi? That's
You just let your kids down, Twitter.
Right? That's like a last minute pit stop. Oh, man. I would never.
I mean, if the local gas station's closed, I guess you go to Aldi to get your Aldi? Aldi?
I say Aldi, but I'm sure I'm wrong because the car is an Audi.
Audi.
I can't speak, so there's
and then
that.
The belly button is an Audi. Audi. Audi.
We were talking about Joey's like, do you know what Khloe Kardashian's worst fear is?
No.
Belly buttons. And she has to like use devices to clean hers.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. That's a real thing. Like, did you ever feel like the twang, like the pang of pain when you're like cleaning your belly button? I haven't.
Yes.
Did you ever feel that?
Like it actually goes up your chest.
You know? Yeah. It's like deep within, somewhere.
It hurts.
What's happening? I don't know. I think you have to have any because Joey said she has an Audi and she doesn't even feel it. And I just said Audi.
I got an innie. And you said Audi. I got an innie. Mine goes deep too, and it is a.
I know. I don't even know where the bottom is.
I want to know.
It's like the umbilical cord.
I was gonna say mine's like an umbilical cord. I don't know how I had an umbilical cord, but that's another story another time. Real quickly, Lowe's hardware stores have introduced the snitch bots, which are now security robots that roam the parking lot. They can recognize a person, but can't face recognize, which it was a big deal because they didn't want the face recognition lawsuits, the whole 9 yards. And they're surprised that they've lasted this long in Philadelphia because Philadelphia breaks everything. Do we really need this?
I mean, I think so. If you don't want to get things stolen. You know what are even more annoying for girls, especially when you go into any store nowadays, is all of the makeup is soldered onto the thing. You need to call a person every time you need to get a little piece of makeup thingy off that. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have like the sensors.
Yes.
And you need to call like a customer service. It's like having a glass, but they did it for the entire aisle now. How are they having snitch bots if they don't know your face? How does this even work?
It just more or less detects human activity, and it's more or less for late at night after they close. Like, people really shouldn't be in the parking lot.
Oh.
I don't know if they contact local authority. I don't really know how. I guess I should have read a little more. I just saw
What's the point if you can't see their face? They
can see it, but they can't face recognize. So they can camera you, and they can take a picture of you being there, but it won't be like, oh, this is Jewel Tatey. So in other words, there's no face recognition. They just recognize that there's yeah, and they recognize the human there.
Oh yeah, do that.
This might be the funniest thing I've ever seen. So look closely at this. My wife just posted this on Facebook. So it's a girl with a massive stab wound, as you see, with a smile and a thumbs up. And it says Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, not asking for help because they don't want to bother you. That sounds like my wife.
That's me.
That
I'm
sounds like
Aquarius.
her.
That's Jenna Ortega. Wednesday.
I know, this Jenna. She's so cute. I love her.
Yeah, I'll be like in a gutter somewhere before I ask someone.
All right, so we're going to run a
Help
few minutes.
me.
We're going to run a few minutes behind because I want to talk about who's coming on the show in a couple weeks. But I also want to talk about this because I need your help here because you're a show watcher. My wife got me watching You, and they said that season 5 of You will feature a more dangerous Joe Goldberg. I got to tell you, season 4 he seemed like a real weenie. What happened?
It was awful. And I tried to watch the second half of Ford, and I'm like, snooze fest. It was so boring.
He's like in love, and he's
Bullshit.
just chasing. He's corny. The season 4 was corny.
Season 1 was great. Season 2 was and then it just fell off.
Oh.
Season 1,
No, a lot of people said end it, but 5 they said he's coming back like bigger and better. Like 5's gonna be the season.
good.
'Cause
I mean,
remember-
Dexter kind of went like that. Like, it had its bad seasons, but then you kind of always root for Dexter. But Dexter
You
did the
do.
right thing. Joe makes a lot of mistakes.
He does. Very
Because he's
sloppy.
going by like emotion, and Dexter's going by like, all right, what's the right thing to do? Because I have no emotions. I'm a serial killer.
Like, I don't want to spoil it, but I will. When he goes to dinner with the girl and the dad's like, "Hi, Joe," and he's like, that's like
What?
right? Like that's a big mistake, Joe.
Yeah, or people know who he is. Like, hi, Joe, you should kill this person. And then
Yeah,
he goes
like-
and does it. Like, you're stupid.
Freaking jealous.
Sloppy. Not like Dexter. Dexter was smart.
Season 5 is supposed to bring back because I want to get your intake on it because I normally don't watch these shows with my wife, but for some reason I got lured into watching it, and I'm like, man, this guy used to be like badass, and now he's like, oh no, something's gonna happen to this girl that I kidnapped and locked in a cage.
You know what was really amazing, and you should watch it? It's not scary or anything. It's Last of Us. And that ended this week, and my God, that is a
As bad
beautiful
as
show.
people expected, like
It's beautiful. I love it. I literally like I cry every episode. It's such and it's exactly like the video game. Like I went back, I didn't play the game, but like it follows the gameplay so nicely, and I'm such a fan. I'm so sad it ended.
I'll have to check it out. I don't watch enough TV with my wife, and she lets
It's
me know
great.
it.
You guys should watch that together, seriously. It's good.
No, you have to twist her arm. Tomorrow night we do Yo Show Wednesday. Our very special guest, Celebrity Boxing Zone, Damon Feldman, will be on the program. Very excited for that. He likes to talk, but we'll see what he's got to say about celebrity boxing. He's had a big show in Atlantic City this past weekend. He's got a big show coming up featuring Roy Jones Jr. That should be pretty awesome. That's tomorrow night on Yo Wednesday. Next week on our program, I'm stoked. A beautiful and talented singer, Miss Kate Boytek, is going to be on the program. Very excited for that. This is from a while back. I got in touch with Kate, so we've been waiting a while for this. I'm very excited for her. She always likes my posts and etc. when I post Yo Show stuff. So thank you, Kate. We can't wait to have you on. March 28th, we bring back one of our very first guests, a lovely singer and songwriter from Hail Sagan. It's going to be Sagan Amory and Nick Coyano. We're going to have them both. Nick has been with the likes of Power Man 5000. So, he's got great stories. Sagan, of course, is wonderful. I saw them in Philly, got to briefly meet them. So it's very exciting. March 28th, Hail Sagan. April 4th, oh boy, one of my favorite new bands. A super band, as I'm told I got to call them. Original members of Collective Soul, members of Scott Weiland's band, and more, the great Mojo Moji on April 4th on our program. April 11th, we welcome Darnell Hicks from the Party Nerds, one of the big PR firms in Philly. Party Nerds are great. They do share a lot of superhero stuff on their page as well, Jules. So check out the Party Nerds. April 25th is my birthday. George Powell knows who's coming on. I do not. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe I'm making it up. Anyway, April 25th will be my birthday. A lot more. Some just announced. More great guests coming on May 9th. One and only Strange Culture comes on the program. 2 brand new songs. Jules is a massive fan. They'll be on our show on the 9th. May 16th, a great group of great young kids. Modern Yesterday, terrific band. They'll be on our program. May 23rd, another band that Jewel loves, Stealing Society.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be here. May 30th, another Impact artist, Rebecca Folsom. June 6th, talk about Broadway, talk about Nashville. Timothy Stanton Dial will be on the program. Great musician himself. June 13th, another one of those young future star bands, Sunrise Cries. If you watch my Facebook, that's the young lady that sings Led Zeppelin. I was like, dude, Killer Zeppelin. That's her, Sunrise Cries. They'll be here June 13th. June 20th, the music duo of Mick and Maxie. June 27th, the band Thunder Pets. June 18th is Never Wake. Just announced, just signed on July 25th. Very excited for this band, Tulip. Rock band, male and female. Very great band. And I hit them up and like within minutes, they're like, yep, let's do it. I'm like, wow, awesome. So July 25th is Tulip. We're also expecting a return soon from Susie Corey, who's got new music out. She's talking about summer, maybe later in the summer. We love Susie. Talk about great Canadian artists. August 14th, Jewel, we're not going to do a big celebration because we do it by the numbers, not so much the years. But on August 14th, everybody, Jewel and I will be celebrating 6 years of Yo Show on the 14th of August. And I got to tell you, with that coming up, I love you dearly, 100%. You are a superstar. You're great. Seeing you cry on the show and feeling the emotion behind the music and the artist, it's incredible. I know we've been laughing about it all night, but really deep down inside, your emotion, your desire, your love for it all just blows me away. And August 14th, I'll gush about you a little bit more as we celebrate 6 years and some sensational guests. The 300th isn't until next year, and I'm trying to plan a party for that. We'll see what happens.
We're definitely having a party for that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a party all year. This is a great lineup going into a great spring and a great year. If we could just get rid of this snow and hail.
Yeah, it's making its way out. It's definitely making its way out soon enough. We had to get that one big one out of us. Nothing stuck on the ground, so it wasn't too bad. A massive thank you to tonight's guest, Eric Bolton. He was terrific and made Jewel cry. And, you know, he's engaged. He's allowed to make girls cry because he's taken. Yeah. 2 single guys out there. All right, let's get out of here. I'm sure Jewel's bladder is knocking.
Shaking. I'm shaking.
Shaking. We're going to take you out of here with the music of St. Ricketts at www.stricketts.com, but fire cannot burn. It is our theme song here, and we love our fellows from St. Ricketts. Have a great night, folks. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Damon Feldman on Yo Show. Wednesday, next week on the Yo Show, Kate Boytek. And yes, a huge thanks to Angela Marie for popping in tonight, saying hi to us and spending time with me on your text. Jeff sucks because he let you get away, but he still loves you. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Was it truly blessed and the taste of it poison deeper than you finally answer this? Was the point of it just to reach new heights of love? So